And we start to tap back into our intuition. We think that intuition sometimes is this big, voice yelling at us to go this way or do this or go there. But it's just subtle little feelings. And so gut instincts are real. We have as many neurons in our gut as we do in our brain. Actually, science is actually starting to say that they actually think that there might be more neurons in our gut than there is in the brain. And so there is a direct connection, but our brain gut axis. And so when we have an intuitive hit, we are going to feel it in our gut first. We're going to feel that feeling that something is off, something isn't right, and that we need to, listen to it. And a lot of us don't do that. We always kind of start to question it. So there's probably a lot of things within your life that you've had a gut instinct about, and you're like, well, why do I have this? This doesn't make any sense because, you know, um, I'm supposed to go this way. And then our gut is telling us, nope, go this way, or something in our life. But yet we can always go back and think, oh, you know what? I should have went with my gut. We've heard that so many times. And it is because it's just these little tiny feelings. It's tiny. And yes, there's going to be really strong intuitions that happen in our life that want us to go a specific way or do a specific thing. And we sometimes do take more action in those instances, but typically our intuition is just very quiet. It's very subtle. And so the more we start to be more connected with ourselves, the more we can connect back to our true authenticity and to what is guiding us on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat that when we start to tap into our own guidance system and do the things that we are meant to do for ourselves, it's going to be uncomfortable. And the reason it's going to be uncomfortable is because we are going to shake up the system within our friends, our family, our tribe, our environment that we've been living in, our workplace, because sometimes we are meant to be on a different path. Our highest and best interest is going in a different direction. But because it's going to alter and reshape the dynamics of our relationships that we have, it's extremely uncomfortable. So I will give some examples. So one example is, maybe you're meant to do something else in a work and you have a passion that's calling you, but you don't know how you're going to make money doing that. And it sounds absolutely terrifying to you to even begin. Or maybe it's something that family, friends, spouse isn't, supporting you on. But the more we take baby steps into listening to our intuition and our guidance system, we're going to be led down a road of infinite possibilities and absolute joy. The other thing is people that, maybe live a lifestyle of maybe, living an unhealthy lifestyle in whatever circumstance, whether it is overeating or whether it is, drinking or whatever. And when we know our internal guidance system is saying, I deserve to be healthy, I deserve to have a bigger and better life, and that I think that there's so much more that life has to offer for myself. The bigger part of us, our ego, so what that is just our ego that's standing in our way, is saying, do not do that. Do not do that, because then it is going to change our life. Like the friends that we have might change and shift, because when we become our true self, our true version of ourselves, then we are going to be shining brighter. And a lot of us have dulled our light for so long because it's easier to be small and quiet and kind of invisible than it is to be this bright shining light where maybe you're doing really great things, or you're looking really healthy and vibrant, and everybody around you is living a life of mediocre, and everybody else around you is living a life of being unhealthy and partying or drinking all the time or eating unhealthy. And then all of a sudden your life is changing and shifting, and you are walking into another avenue, and it's going to shake everything up. And it is so uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable. But what I always try to bring up to people when they are going through this, where they know that they deserve so much better and so much more in their life, is take yourself to the end of your life. Take yourself where you're in a rocking chair and you're 90 years old, and think about your life backwards and the things that you didn't do and the way you lived your life, where you knew that you were now maybe you're unhealthy in whatever regards. Are you prepared to live the next 40 years really, really unhealthy and your body continuously breaking down and your mental capacity is just diminishing and you're not able to function the way that other people that are healthy are? We need to think of it in those ways, because then we can have a bigger perspective and a bigger understanding that even though our environment and our friends and our family might want us to stay small or might want us to stay in this little bubble, or our work environment, or you know um, they don't want to support the journey that we want to go on, and whatever that is, what do you want for you that's in your highest and best interest and is going to light you up and fill your soul with passion? And I think of it this way: living small, living unhealthy, living a life that is not your purpose, and your intuition has been guiding you and you've been ignoring your intuition, is still hard. It is still hard. And it's actually going to be harder and harder and harder, because you're going to just fill yourself up with resentment towards yourself as you get older. And you're going to unleash that resentment on your family, on your friends, in your life. And it's going to be reflection everywhere. And yes, it is going to be difficult to listen to that intuition and inspiration for you to be the better version of yourself. But which is harder, and what is going to actually be the benefit in the long run? What is going to be the best case scenario in the long run? It is listening to your intuition, your internal guidance system, who you really are, who you really meant to be. All of us are born with a purpose, and even if it's not a big purpose, it's still a purpose, and a sense of belonging, and a sense of love and life and health. Health is your birthright. Please understand this. Health is your birthright. And we have the ability to move and change and shift into that. Now, you might have to change your frame of mind into just maybe not just one modality. There's many modalities in becoming healthy. And a lot of people are just stuck in the one structure. Maybe it's just the medical system. They think that's it. I've seen a lot of people sick in my day, a lot of family members sick, and they've only, chose the one modality, and they've never gotten better. But there's infinite modalities across the board, and there's lots of holistic modalities that you can integrate or choose the latter. So there's so many other different possibilities, and I just wanted to point that out to you as well. Having an open mind and an open spirit and speaking to God and your angels and your higher self will help you lead you to the place of absolute joy and abundance. In a space and time where the world seems chaotic and crazy, you literally have the opportunity to make your world, your inner world, your little bubble that you're living in with your family and friends, a more joyful one. Friends and certain people may drop off in your life, and you just need to be ready for that. You just need to be ready for that. And I'm just saying this because over the last so many years, I've been going through so many shifts and changes and ups and downs. And the more I started to listen to my internal guidance system and started to have boundaries for myself and not limitations, but perimeters of what does not feel right, and having to really stand in my power, it is a very difficult thing, but it is so beyond worth it. So shout out to all of you guys. I hope this helps in some way, and I'll talk to you on the next video.